Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Create and Relate. I am your baby boomer, Kitty Lane, from the Peninsula in Virginia. It's good to be back home, but I had an awesome weekend. I dealt a lot with the pain to the point that Friday I could not get involved in the festivities. I had to stay in the room. But I did get some crocheting done. I even frogged some. At the point that I was on my dress, I knew it was going to involve some frogging, which did not deter me at all. But I finally got it like I wanted. I think I told you that I wanted the top part to be kind of form-fitting. You see, I got very well into the yellow. I am no longer in the turquoise and green. I am like halfway through the yellow. So I have made progress. I have, as a matter of fact, I do. I have one more row. I just started this last row. This is actually more like a waistband, but it's going to be kind of high. That suits my shape better. And once I finish this row, I'll go back to the double crochet. So I'm making that happen. First of all, before we go any further, I would like to say thank you to my 71 subscribers. 71, y'all. Yay! I'm so excited. That means we have 49 to go for the month of August. That is such a doable number. I know we're going to get there. I'm trying to reach that 120 by the end of this month. I'm taking things slow because I'm learning as I can. You know, I have a lot of responsibilities, not anything strenuous or anything, but I do have things that are required of me and that I need to do. So I'm learning time management a little more, and I focused, I hope most of you have seen the video from last night. I am focusing more on structure and trying to keep my videos right around 30 minutes. That way I don't lose you in going off into my little tangents. So this is video number 81. I'm thinking I want to do something special just to test my range and what I can do for video 100. So this is video number 81. So 19 videos after this, which should be somewhere in the realm of maybe 10 days. But I just want to see what I have learned and what I can do, what I can do. Yes, it is afternoon and I'm still in my sleeping attire, but it's okay because I won't be for long. I use my sleeping attire for basically my like day dresses or muumuus or whatever. It is super hot here. We do have the AC on, but my daughter is anemic, so we have to keep the AC up in the 70s. I think ours is currently set at 74. I do have a fan in my room, which kind of helps me out a lot. And it's not that I don't get cold, which my family thinks that for some reason. It's just that I breathe better when the air is circulating. So I do have a humidifier, which is about that big. So it helps in this space. Okay, so my goals on YouTube as we move forward is to create more shorts. I can't say how many, but I do know that because I keep happening up on how to do the shorts. But I'm going to work with that more. I am going to restructure my description box so that it includes everything that I need to include, and there are things that, the only things that I type in will be things that I discuss during that particular interview. Those things need to be carried over, need to be refreshed. So that's something that I'm going to be paying attention to a little more frequently. There are things absent, there are things that shouldn't be there, so forth and so on. I'm planning on doing at least one tutorial a month. Not sure exactly when it will be, but I will let you know like several videos prior to that tutorial. I want to try to do more like a live tutorial so that we can do that more like a crochet along. I will be starting out with things that I know, like the skirt that I made that was mine, but my granddaughter modeled it because I cut off production kind of early. But it's a simple stitch, and I want to try to get that one out there. I've been promising that from the beginning. Also, I want to have at least 2 scheduled lives and 2 random lives. So that's a live a week. I think I can do that. I want to include you all in all of my yarn hauls. We had one yesterday. It was great. I absolutely loved it. Today I will be jumping on Temu's site and getting some more yarn. So, and I told you about the more structure and idea sharing. When I come up with ideas, which is like so many times a day, and I will be sharing one with you in a little bit. A lot of my ideas get lost because there are so many, and it's no human way possible that I can do them all. And because of that, I end up forgetting them. I do plan to use my notebook and pen more so I can write things down so I don't have to forget those ideas. You know, I may have to look at my wording and be like, okay, what was I thinking when I wrote this? But, y'all, I'm telling y'all, it has to be the camera. It absolutely has to be the camera. I slept last night. I had a good night's sleep. I got up this morning. All except the last sip, had my coffee. Okay. So there's no need for me to be yawning. Me and the kids are going to go to the store in a little bit. And yeah, so there's no need for it. But I'm here and I did it. Okay, now this one. You all know that I'm already notorious for shouting out those people who have done so much to help increase my YouTube journey. And I have to continually shout those people out, write about them. I even tell other friends that I run into who crochet about these channels and how inviting and how much they will assist you. And Kiara from Kiara's Crochet, or Kiara Crochets, I call her sis, and she is absolutely amazing. She is. It's not happy to see someone in a distressed state, but when you're in a distressed state yourself and someone else is there pushing through, it gives you the motivation and the drive to push through as well, to keep them motivated, they keep you motivated, and you two can grow together, you know. And knowing that I'm not alone in this disabled world, it's comforting to know that someone understands what I'm going through and how I'm going through it, which leads me to Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches. I am OCD and I am ADHD. I hate that I passed that trait along to my family, my kids and my grandkids especially, but I'm also PTSD. I suffer from anxiety issues and depression. I do take medication for my anxiety, and I just started taking sleeping pills because I greatly suffer from insomnia. I will sit up for 2 or 3 days straight to the point that I start not really hallucinating, but have what I call awake dreams. You know, certain things that I would encounter in my dream state, I'm actually doing it and I'm awake. So the sleeping medication has definitely helped with that. Lisa from Happy to Hook, the inspiration that I get from her, I questioned the fact that I talk about me and my family so much, but Lisa goes through it like it's a part of the program, and it helps me to be comfortable, more comfortable. I get that from Lisa and Jennifer, actually. You know, when it comes to, and Thriss also. But I like being able to incorporate them because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here. What I mean by that is YouTube would not have been a choice of mine probably for another 10, 15 years if I was around that long. But my kids push me. My kids stick that drive in me. They propel me forward. You know, and when I'm having a rough patch, they talk to me like a coach talks to a player. You know, hey, you got to get it together. I'm going to need you to do this, and this. Come on now, you got this. Let's go. I mean, I get the pep talks. I do. And also to those who really got me started into the YouTube journey. And at that point, just following Mikey from the Crochet Crowd. I so appreciate his tutorials. I've made, a few blankets following his crochet alongs, and it does my heart good to listen to him, to watch him, to learn from him. And anybody who says an old dog can't learn new tricks, you tripping. I'm serious. I've been crocheting 55 years. I am 60 years old, so yes, I started when I was 5. I started January 5th of whatever year it was. I had just turned 5. No, so it was January 5th of 1969 that I actually started crocheting. And in the beginning, I made myself a poncho and a hat. And then I made the lace to go across the top of a queen flat sheet. And then I kind of put it down for a while. And I picked it up again to dabble, like over the summers. I would make the little curly Q ribbons and, those types of things. But when I got in high school, I made my first ripple stitch Afghan. And it was so much fun. I made 2. I made a red, black, and green one for my mother. I made a multi-tonal blue one for my grandmother, because blue was her favorite color. And I had so much fun making them, and the blankets that I had made in the past or attempted to start, that I knew my niche was blankets, napkins, and throws, those types of things. I love working on big items. I've recently developed, after I challenged myself to do those 10 shells for the family reunion, I had fun making them. They're big items to see. My thing is, like, the reason I became a carpenter, when you see all of these components spread out and separate from each other, how they all come together to make something big and beautiful. You know, even the office room that we built out at the little local airport back in Wilson, North Carolina, when I was taking carpentry. To see the lumber laying there, to see the bags of cement, to have to dig that foundation and make sure it was level, to see the screws and nails, and we, you know, carried our supplies from the lab back at the school, to see all of this come into fruition. You know, we did everything from the footing to the ridge cap of the roof. The whole thing was done by us. One of the I know what I'm trying to say, it's just not coming out, but one of the heads of the school, he wasn't the dean, he wasn't the assistant dean, I forgot his position, but anyway, he wanted us to build him a bookcase for his office, and he specifically asked for the top 2 students to do it, and it was me and a young man named Kenny Ray Williams, and we came together and we built that bookcase. But there were so many other things that we did. We made cutting boards. I made a teeny weeny little chair, and I didn't know what it was going to mean to me then, even though what we had done was my mother and I built a bookcase bar. My mother took up a wood shop class when I was in high school, and I went with her. So I helped her make that. It kind of piqued my interest then, but I knew that my family didn't want me to do that. And I wasn't at a point in my life that I felt like I could say what I wanted to do. But once I graduated and got into college and realized that this course wasn't working, I went with my passion, which was woodworking. And even still, I was still crocheting. The whole concept is taking this and turning it into, you know, that just amazes me. You look at this ball and you like, okay, and you know, having a creative mind, you can see things that the average person doesn't see, and then you work on creating what you see. And I've very much followed Jennifer's design in this. The difference is you can see how wide my front is, and my back is very narrow. Those are the kind of shirts that I like to wear. I'm also, instead of flaring out more at the bottom, I made it come in so that it's form-fitting at the waist. I'm changing my stitches throughout because I like peekaboo styles without showing, if that's understood. I try not to go out of the house without a chest supporter on. I'm still learning what I can and can't say up here, y'all. But I don't like going out of the house without one of those on unless I'm wearing a top that does not require one. Like I have a couple of sundresses where I don't need to wear one. I have a couple of shirts where I don't have to wear one. This, however, has holes in it. That's why I made the shoulders wide enough that they can cover the straps. And then I have those that have the extra hook in the back where you can pull it together, where you can wear these types of tops without it showing. So, as I come up with ideas, I will be sharing them. I don't think that I don't agree with being selfish with my ideas or even my creations. I just don't. If you can give somebody else an idea and they can take your idea and do something better, then obviously, me having the idea, I feel like it needs to be out there, or it's something that will service someone. Case in point, I have asked my grandkids and my children to please hold on to your bottles. Even though I make bottle holders, my plan, and I don't have but 3 weeks to do it, is to make, so far I have 3 3/4 of a bottle. But my plan is to make these into pencil holders for my grandchildren's classrooms. So, as it is, and not knowing how many students they have, I'm counting on each class having maybe 20 to 25 students. So I'm looking at 40 to 50. But what I want to do, honestly, is make 75 to 80. Well, 70 to 80, just in case they have more. These and the toilet paper tubes, that's what I'm working with. That's an idea that I have. Back to the flowers. Tony of TL Yarns. Oh boy, there's so many. Auntie Seta, I have adopted her as an aunt. The first 3 I mentioned, I've adopted as sisters. My niece Drea, she adopted me as auntie, and I in return took her on right away as my niece. And all of these people, please understand and realize that I love them like their family. I do. I love all of you like your family, because we have a shared creativeness that a lot of people don't have. Miss Tina from Crafts by the Rose, yes. And everybody that I've come into contact with, I know who she is, bless her heart. I want to say Kayla. Absolutely love her. Auntie Maureen and Auntie Carrie, I've adopted them too. Mikey as the brother, Nick from Urban Farm Boys as the brother, Juan, the yarn addict as the, yes, I've adopted everybody. And I love you all like your DNA relatives. Please understand that. I mean, that's me. I love before I realize people can hurt me. And when I get hurt, yes, I'm disappointed, but it doesn't stop me from loving you. I will lovingly back away just so that I can keep that love for you. It's just how I am. Now, because this week is such a beautiful week to me, I have to go back to Jennifer. Please forgive me, I left out Crystal. I'm so sorry. Crystal is my sister too. So, this week is a special week. Jennifer and her son Lucas have back-to-back birthdays this week. Well, if I'm not mistaken, her son Lucas has the same birthday as my granddaughter. So not only having ADHD do I understand it, my granddaughter has it as well. And she's also level 2 autistic and verbal. Exceptionally smart. They just think of things differently than other people. And with everything being like right here together, I felt compelled to do a weekly birthday song, and it is inclusive from everybody who has a birthday from that Sunday to that Saturday. So I do know, I think Lisa has a birthday coming up soon as well, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I heard that right. I hope I remember that right. I know I heard it. I know I heard birthday, but I just hope that I remember that it's coming up soon correctly. So with that being said, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear family. Happy birthday to you. And I'm sorry it sounded so raspy, but I sing very loud. And I'm afraid for y'all to hear that, so I had to pull back a lot. Because I'm loud. So happy birthday, you guys. Know that I love you from every fiber of my spirit. I absolutely love you guys. Now, quickly about my pet journey. I started it last night, but I didn't finish it. I have grown to be allergic to anything with fur. Any living thing with fur. I've had dogs. I've had cats. Been allergic to cats ever since I can remember, but being around them was kind of like getting allergy shots. When you get allergy shots, they actually introduce the allergen in you so that you can build a tolerance for it. Well, I was like that around cats. I was around cats until I built a tolerance for them. And my pet I've had rabbits, I've had squirrels, turtles, cats, dogs, snake, lizard. My lizards were bearded dragons. Trying to think, what else have I had? I've been in the house with hamsters. The only rodents I can do are squirrels and rabbits. I don't do guinea pigs. I don't do hamsters. Definitely don't do mice and rats. No. No. Even though I would like to have the big, it's like a huge gerbil. It begins with a C. I think it's a cobra or something like that. I would like to have one of those, but I can't. But my pet of choice, or I've had fish too, is a cat. Each one of my cats, and I've had 4, whenever I don't feel well, they will come lay on that part of my body. I have recurring kidney stones, and my second cat, Slappy, I'd be asleep, out, wake up, and she'd be laying on whatever side it was that was hurting. If that side, because I sleep on my sides, if that side was down towards the mattress, she would nuzzle up as close as she could. If I was having chest pains, because I've had heart issues since 1998, I believe, Slappy would come lay right in my chest. If I was having a headache, she would curl up around my head. If I slept wrong, got a crick in my neck, she'd curl up around my neck. Slappy was my baby. I'd be eating ice cream and she would there was a piece of fish. My kids actually saw this. There was a piece of filleted fish. Slappy sat at the head of my bed. I was sitting on the foot of my bed. I'm sitting here looking at TV, and just as I was getting ready to put that piece of fish in my mouth, she jumped and snatched the fish out of my hand and kept going. Yes, she did. But she was still my baby. But yeah, my pet of choice would be a cat. So if you will, in the comments, let me know what your pet of choice would be. I always have to send out the message, please, 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 don't even consider owning a pet just because you like it. There is a lot of responsibility involved in having pets. There will be veterinary fees if you are raising your pets properly. I mean, they have to get shots. They have to be assessed. You know, if you want to do the tracking, they have to have the chip implanted, spayed, neutered. Please, if you cannot afford feeding the pet, if you can, and I mean, you have to feed them. They are living beings. You know, they don't deserve to be shut up all the time. They don't deserve to be left in the car while you run in the store. They don't deserve to be, none of these harsh, cruel, neglective things do they deserve. They are living beings. You know, and I personally know some people who will raise holy Cain if you take their plant and sit it in a car while you run in the store. You know, who will talk to that plant, rub the leaves of that plant, water that plant on a regular, and won't bathe their dog frequently. Feed their dogs like once every other day. Leave the dog cramped up in the apartment. Only take them out once a day. No. You wouldn't want anybody to do that to you. If you can't give your pet the love that you think you deserve, don't do that to them. Please don't do that to them. Whew, okay. So today's plans to get out of the yellow and out of the orange. I plan on getting down to this, at least get like orangish yellow right in there. I'm going to get past this orange, but into this middle zone right here. That's what I'm trying for. If I get here, that'll be great. That's more like a fuchsia. That would be absolutely perfect. Like I told you, I got 3 more bonus bundles yesterday. They're all in the same colorway. Keeping an eye on my grandkids. But they're all in the same colorway, so I am definitely going to be working on it. This is going to be my like beat around dress, but I will be wearing it out, trust me, because I am going, I pulled out my blue and cream brunette softy baby, and that yarn that I couldn't think of the color of, the speed trap shawl that I made, it was brunette as well. I couldn't remember what it was, but it was brunette. I never could think of it. But I have this, and I also have it in cream, and each one of these is 5 ounces, 362 yards. So that's like 724 yards altogether. And I really see that I can make something amazing out of this, a wearable. You know, it might be for my granddaughter, my grandson. I haven't figured it out. It might even be a top for me. I don't know. But I am going to add, this is the watermelon I had left. I miss my yarn winder, y'all. I have to order me one. But because I don't like it when it looks like this. But anyway, I am going to be adding this a little lower than this waistline that I have. So that's a lot that I have to do. I'm going to be adding 2 to 3 rows of this, and then I'm going to be splitting the yellow up, and then I'm going back to the yellow in here. So the row that I'm on right now, I'll be finishing that row out, and then I'm going to go to 3 rows of this and then back to this. That's going to be what I'm working on today. Basically, that's my big project for the day. I also plan to, as of right now, I have 1, 2, 3. I think I have a total of 4 water bottles, if I'm not mistaken. I know that I got those in half of this. I don't see but 2 on my bed. Oh yes, 1 in the bathroom. So I have 3.5, and this will be 4 once I finish it. So I'm going to go ahead on and knock these out. These are going to be pencil holders. I think I have 4 toilet paper tubes. I'm going to wait until tomorrow to work on those, because by then I'll have many more bottles of water. We drink water around here like we have lost our minds. So my weight for today has actually gone down to 332. It's 332.4, and I'm really happy about that. I do have to create another spreadsheet for the month of August for my stitch count. I will be keeping up with my stitches. My goal for stitch counts this month is 25,000. 25,000 stitches for this month. I always want to go past my goal, but that way if I don't quite make it, at least I gave myself something to shoot for. And that was basically it. I have gone over in my time. I did go off on a couple of tangents. I'm going to work on that. I promise you. You will be getting at least one more video for today. That is a promise. That's a promise. And if y'all don't know, when I say promise behind it, I do everything I can to stick to that promise. Unless something health-wise or an emergency comes up, I'm there. So please keep my bestie in mind and in heart. She was tested positive on Saturday, and this is her second go round. She and I share the same heart condition, so it's frightful for us. We have what you call hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy. That's an enlarged heart with an irregular heartbeat. And my situation is the left side of my heart is 3 times the size it should be. The right side is normal. So when the left side pumps, even though it's pumping normal for the size, it's too much for the right side to take in. And it creates pauses in the middle. Hence the pacemaker defibrillator, so that I will have a regular heartbeat. So, like I said, she and we have these blackout moments. We can't walk further than like 200 yards without having to stop and sit down, because it's straining on our hearts. It's not that we don't desire to, it's that we can't. Not supposed to lift anything over 10 pounds. So yeah, we have a lot of restrictions on us. One of the reasons that I was deemed disabled. So it is what it is. Whatever fruit is thrown at you through life, you have to learn to eat it. I mean, if that's all you have, you got to learn to work with it, right? Exactly. So I'm taking my fruit, I'm eating my fruit, and I'm moving forward. That's what we do. So I'll be seeing you all later on this evening. In the meantime, in between time, when you walk past that mirror and you see that image, say to that image with your head held high, I love you. And know from me, from my heart, from my spirit, from my soul, that I, Kitty Lane, love you too. You guys have an awesome day. I'll see you later this evening. Peace.